I mean, we have to stop belittling God as he is on the level of a man. He's not. He's in control of everything, my sisters and brothers. You have to believe that. If you don't believe that, then you don't believe in him. You do not believe in him. You know why? Because you don't trust him. Oh, well, they changed the calendar. They changed this. And so what? That still does not change his writing. If you are on the moon and they say that the Sabbath day is on a Thursday, according to what the day is here on planet Earth, when is the Sabbath then? On the moon. It's on a Thursday. And that's all I'm trying to get you to see. You cannot change God's plan. He's in control. Now, let's go a little further here. He says here in verse 10, he says, the Sabbath day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt do any work. See that? He goes on to talk about the man's service and all the service in his house and stuff. Then on verse 11 here, here's the kicker. Now check this out, and I want you to think about it. Meditate on this right here. He said, for in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the Sabbath day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. My sisters and brothers, this day is separate from any other day. Like I said, I showed you there in the 7th month. All of those days are celebration days. Now let's go to the moon days. Let's fast forward because for time's sake, let's go to Chronicles. First Chronicles 23. Let's go there. First Chronicles 23. Let's go there. Let's look at verse 20. Let's look at verse 26. How about that? It says, well, I'm going to read 25 too. It says, for David said, the Lord God of Israel hath given rest unto his people. See that? That they may dwell in Jerusalem forever. And also unto the Levites, they shall no more carry the tabernacle, nor any vessels of it for the service of thereof. For by the last words of David, the Levites were numbered from 20 years old and above, because their office was to wait on the sons of Aaron for the service of the house of the Lord in the courts and in the chambers and in the purifying of all holy things and the work of the service of the house of God. But for the showbread and for the fine flour, for meat offerings and for the unleavened cakes and for that which baked in the pan and for that which was fried and for all manner of measuring size. All right, let's look at verse 30 and 31. It says, and stand every morning to thank and praise the Lord, and likewise at evening, and to offer all burnt sacrifice unto the Lord in the Sabbath, in the new moon. See that? See that? The Sabbath is first. The Sabbath is first. Then the new moons. Then it goes, and on the set feast by numbers. See that? So if the new moon fell on a Monday, then the other feast days fell behind those. Then on the 7th day, the Sabbath came right back around. I mean, how can we not see that, my sisters and brothers? It's right in the pages. I'm not changing anything. I just showed you there in the 7th month, all those feast days. I mean, all those feast days were there in the 7th month. And every 7 days was the Sabbath unto the Lord. Every 7 days. Now, let's go a little further here. Let's look at 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles 31. Let's go there. 2 Chronicles 31. I got this New King James. I hadn't gotten it broke in yet. 2 Kings 31. Let's look at verses 2 and 3 here. It says, and Hezekiah appointed the courses of the priests and the Levites after their course, every man according to his service, the priests and the Levites for burnt offering and for peace offering, to minister and to give thanks and praise in the gates of the tents of the Lord. He said he appointed also kings, the king's portion of his substance for the burnt offerings, to wit, from morning to evening, burnt offerings, and the burnt offering for the Sabbath, and for the new moon, and for the set feast, as it is written in the law of the Lord. See that? The Sabbath, he starts off with the Sabbath, and then those other feast days fall right in line. New moon and all the rest of them, my sisters and brothers. You cannot get away from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can't. It is virtually impossible. You cannot get away from honoring the Sabbath. You have to remember it. Even though we are in Egypt, I have a job. When I come home, I'm in. Know why? Because I remember the Sabbath. I have to go to work because I'm in bondage. I'm in Egypt. They have set their rules and laws up. I have to go by it in order to live and survive in this hellhole. But when I get off, I don't do nothing. I'm in my house honoring the Most High, recognizing His Sabbath. I mean, it don't get any better than that, my sisters and brothers. One cannot change it. Now, let's go a little further here. Let's look at let's go back to Leviticus 23. Let's go back and look at that. Leviticus 23. Let's look at verses 30, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Let's look at it. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the Sabbath month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord. See that? Did you hear what I said? The 15th day. That is the beginning of what? Another 7 days. Because 7 and 7 is 14. My sisters and brothers, I mean, you have to see it. But once you get to the Sabbath day, it is the Lord's day. It is His Sabbath. Now, let's go a little further. Let's look at 34. He says, speaking to the children of Israel, the 15th day of the month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, 7 days unto the Lord. 35. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no severe work therein. 7 days, ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day, shall be a holy convocation. The beginning of another 7 days. It's right there. And all this is taking place in the 7th month. Then he goes on here. Let's look at the latter part of 36. He says, holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer offerings made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no severe work therein. See that? My sisters and brothers, it's right in the pages. Now let's jump over here to the book of Nehemiah. Let's look at Nehemiah here. Nehemiah 13th chapter. Now there's a whole lot that's going on here in the 13th chapter, but for time's sake, I'm not going to read all of it. But you can go ahead and read it, and you'll get the whole logistics of what I'm going to be talking about here. But anyway, Levi have left his post, and Levi have went off and left field, and also the priests have brought somebody in and built them a chamber, in the house of God, and the house of God has been forsaken, and everybody's just going off doing their own thing. And Nehemiah comes in, and he's shaken by this, and he's ticked off, and he have a right. See, because if you are truly one that truly loves the Most High, and you come in and you see your brothers and sisters out there in left field, it is your job to get them back in line. See, because listen to me, when one person does something, it affects all of us. It just don't affect that person over there. No, it affects all of us. Why? Because we are a unit. We're not separate entities. We are a family. We are intertwined together like strands of fabric. You can't say, well, okay, what they did wrong. No. If they did wrong and they part of the family, all of us gets it. That's why I keep on stressing. Israel is not asleep. Israel is awake. Okay? I mean, ain't no some of us are awakening some. No. Some of us have been called to teach, and others have been called to listen. But some say, well, I know this and I know that. Well, you ain't been called. He has to call you. He has to choose you in order to do something for him. Why? Because only he can prepare you for the job. You can't prepare yourself for it. That's why he says your ways are not my ways, and my ways are not your ways. See that? So we have to understand, my sisters and brothers, just because one has been called and he is working with that individual, minister unto them, instructing them, guiding them, leading them along, and then you back looking at it like, well, why did he call her? Or why did he call him? Why he didn't call me? I'm more intelligent. No, you're not. According to this world, you may be more intelligent, but not according to the Most High. So, I mean, we need to understand, if someone else have been called, then fall in line and then respect the Most High. Because it is his choice, and guess what? He's going to win. You're not going to win. You're wasting your time. If you go back and read the Old Testament, you'll see that if you're not trying to fall in line, you're wasting your time. Because you're going to lose. I mean, severely. You're going to lose. Now, let's go forward here. Let's look at verses 15. We're in chapter 13 of Nehemiah. It says, in those days saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in shavings, and leading asses, and also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. See that? On the Sabbath day. What day is the Sabbath? Huh? The seventh day. Didn't we read that earlier in Genesis? The seventh day is the Sabbath. See that? I mean, you can't get away from it. Then he says, I testify against them in the day wherein they sold victuals. There dwelt men in Tyre also therein, which bought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, listen, what evil thing is this that you do, and profane the Sabbath day? See that? What day is the Sabbath? The seventh day. It's not the no moon Sabbath. No. God's Sabbath is the Sabbath day. And look what he says. He said, did not your fathers thus, and did not our God bring all this